Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another session of podcast. I wish and I'm sure you will enjoy listening to the broadcast.
So, sir, to start with, we'd like to understand how does milk fit into our food consumption or our food pattern, especially the Indian food pattern.
See, we are used to a lot of this culture of having tea and coffee for many number of
Starts our
decades
day.
now. Yeah. So you have both are stimulants. They stimulate the nervous system. Tea and coffee, it has caffeine and whatnot. So we use milk in that. So whether you get up in the morning, whether you have water at home or not, you want a coffee, or tea, So you're dependent on milk there.
Yeah.
So lot of milk connected products are there. The butter, the cheese, the buttermilk, the curd. There are so many things which we becomes a part of our daily food. So milk is something which has become the most dominant part of our entire food chain. Not only in India, in every part of the world, milk is something inevitable that we have to have some amount of milk. Those days they used to, draw everything by themselves at home. They process the curd and take the butter and so many things were there. But then today you have everything. You can buy curd, you can buy milk, you can buy ghee, you can buy salted butter, you can buy cheese, you can buy varieties of cheese, mozzarella cheese for your pizzas, all kinds of things or available today ready-made to you. So milk there is no way in which you can avoid milk now. It is a part of it. And sportsmen, they drink a lot of milk, and a lot of women been wrongly educated that a glass of milk in the morning and evening, it is very good for health. You drink a big glass of milk before going to sleep. Yeah, whatever. It's a good nutrient. Unless you drink milk, good amount of milk, you will have strength. That's all wrong consumption. It is absolutely wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that comes to, irrespective of whether we are 5 or we are 50, we are told that milk is good for you, have milk, or you should have milk. If you're not feeling well, you should have milk. So
this is where the ancient science come into play. Now, as we have discussed in our infancy, the childbirth period, how milk is connected, and then various aspects of milk. Now, the milk is something which is so very important as you are born, no doubt. The nature has given the capacity to digest the milk to your liver only till the age of 6.
Okay. Yeah, because no animal has milk beyond infancy. It's only human beings that rely on milk forever till as long as we live.
Yeah. After the age of 6, that part of the memory of the liver is pulled off by the nature.
Okay.
In the ancient Tamil, they were so brilliant. The first 18 months, the baby is born from the zero time, birth to 18 months. There is something called Sahayogam. The nature has given that embedded memory to the child to recorrect all the abnormalities because the child cannot express.
Okay.
There are 96 yoga postures in which it will recorrect itself. Do you know that?
No.
Okay, you are a mother of 2 children. I will just tell you one example. Have you seen your child sometime? They pull the leg, the thumb, put it in the mouth.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have.
That's an exercise by itself. This one I'll tell you. The child will be resting on the top head.
Crown,
And on the finger of the legs. Like a bow.
Yes.
You must have seen that.
Yes, that I have. Yeah.
You will take minimum 3 years to practice and get that at this age now. You can't do it at all. otherwise.
True.
Even if you practice, somebody cannot do it. That is an exercise. Have you seen the child like this? The legs will be like this.
Yes.
The hands will be like this.
Yeah.
Try to sleep like that. You will be in a blissful state. Do you know that?
With the soles of the feet touching each other. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is Sakha Yogam, which is mentioned in the ancient Tamil scriptures. How the child recorrect itself. After the 18th month, that memory is pulled off. Nature doesn't give you that anymore.
Okay.
Same like after the age of 6, it pulls out the capacity of the liver to digest the milk directly.
And we say that the child is lactose intolerant.
Now the modern science says at the lumen of the intestine, when your crushed food, digest food goes in, the body has to absorb. So body has to absorb only, the glands in the lumen will absorb only mono molecules, single molecules.
Single molecules.
Dimolecules will not be taken. We are sorry. The sucrose is sugar. So when it goes to the lumen of the intestine, there is an enzyme called sucrase which comes and breaks it into glucose and fructose. Otherwise, sucrose is not absorbed. It is thrown away in the stools. It's passed. We don't want you. All the rice which is linear chain of glucose, they all becomes maltose, glucose plus glucose. There's an enzyme called maltase which breaks it into single glucose. Then only it will absorb. Same while the lactose comes, there is an enzyme called lactase, which is glucose and galactose joined together. It will break it into glucose and galactose, then it is taken. So if it is not broken, it is after a certain age, there are very little lactase is produced.
Okay.
So the carb through the milk is not taken. Because your milk is stored, it is multifolded with its microbial load. Our milk is a product which if you drawn from the cow, within hours it has to get spoiled.
Yes, that I've seen with A2 milk, it gets spoiled very fast.
It has to get spoiled. That is the nature's law. You have milk today in a Tetra Pak which stays for 3 months.
3 months, yeah, true.
How can it it's possible? It is something that we don't know, it's a criminal act by itself.
It's not the nature of milk.
If you're going to consume that, I am sorry, you're going to be in trouble. How can you do that? You are not somebody, like a God who created the nature, or the divine, or the energy source which created the nature. Nature has given you everything. And there is science which is handled by the humanity. The modern science I'm talking about knows all this fact. Till when it comes to the question of the business platform, the consumerism and commercialism, you do every nonsense. Whatever should not be done, whatever should not be committed, is done, it's committed, and you really hamper the healthy part of living of the human species. It's too bad. A milk which will stay, I believe if you don't open it will stay for 6 months. What nonsense here, how it can stay for 6 months?
That's what the pack says.
It is written there. Once you open it, please use it up within 48 hours, something like that. That's all crap. I'm sorry. Milk is something which is only there is an interesting book by the name Milk is the Silent Killer. It is there in the Amazon store. You can buy it and read it. There's a lot of information. So how milk plays in our ancient science, it is given after the age of 6. Milk is paal virosana unavu. It will be too difficult for you to understand the Tamil language. Virosana unavu means it's not the food to be consumed at all.
It's not to be consumed.
No. You cannot drink a milk every day. Liters of milk drinking, I will become strong. No. It is not. You will struggle. Milk. You know what happens to the milk when you drink after the age of 8, 10 and all that? It can never get digested. It gets curdled. It gets into a lot of process in the stomach with the acids and all that stuff.
Right.
And then only the digestion starts. It cannot do anything. It cannot give you the right kind of acids for the milk to be digested directly. It's not possible, and the lactase also is not enough for us. The milk is a silent killer. Gives you a lot of information about that, how milk is very bad food after certain age. That is, in that there's a very interesting observation was made. In the area of Mongolia, the parts of Japan and Korean peninsula, that section of it, they don't take milk after childhood.
Okay.
Milk connected products, very less. Other they stay away from it. Where they have noticed that there is very little cardiovascular problems with the humanity. So in the milk is silent killer talks about, because of the age factor, the milk cannot be taken. So it leads to a lot of cardiovascular diseases, which is very important.
Okay.
Once you are, why the fast foods are no good. There is a book called Dr. Fruman. A few years back it is published. He has written it as genocide of fast food. Basically because of your cheese.
Cheese. Okay.
That really going to take a toll on you.
Is it the
You
basic?
can just see the word he has mentioned, the genocide of fast
yeah.
food. Yeah. Without your milk connected products like number of cheese and oh my God, the kind of cream that we use, you cannot do today cooking without milk connected products.
Doctor, it said that glass of milk, even for elders, is a high source of protein or a source of vitamin C. It's good for your bones, etc. And that's the reason a lot of elders continue to take milk, especially people who have issues with vitamin C or maybe bone-related issues, etc. Could you just throw some light on that?
Yeah, calcium is something which cannot be drawn from the milk after a certain age. No. If you really understand the human biological system of various internal organs and its activities, if you take you go to the pharmacology side and the doctor writes a calcium tablet and you have that calcium, the calcium goes into the blood but the body doesn't take it. It's been filtered by the kidney and thrown out.
Okay.
Calcium has to go through your normal food, like flat rice, avil. Anything you sprout becomes calcium power. That gives you a lot of calcium. That calcium is accepted by the body.
Okay.
You have the sprouts, the moong dal sprouts.
Right.
It has good calcium. Like that, you have to choose calcium connected food, not milk.
Milk is not a...
Even if you have those calcium, for example, your bone will not become strong.
Okay.
We are very sorry. Okay. You have to again understand your concept here. See, the blood has a particular pH value. The blood cannot get into acidic conditions. It happens because of your food and nutrition. The moment the blood come into acidic condition, what is a cancer cell? If you have a cancer tumor, the in and around the area of the cancer tumor is highly acidic in condition.
Okay.
You drive this acidic condition, the cancer cell die. They cannot live in alkaline condition.
Alkaline condition.
So the blood becomes acidic in nature. Everybody has a certain amount of cancer cells in the blood. When it goes beyond certain level, it becomes a problem. When the blood becomes acidic, they do have calcium in the blood, calcium molecules in the blood, but they don't act. They need calcium to neutralize it. So they draw the calcium from the bone,
Okay.
fresh, and neutralize the acidic level of the blood
Negative.
and into normal pH value. Now, what is the whole part of it? Because of doing this very often, the bones tend to slowly become weak, whatever osteoporosis you talk about now. Now, if you're going to have either it is milk or, sprouts or flat rice or whatever the calcium rich food, forget the milk cannot, these things, enriching your intake with calcium, how it is going to be accepted by the bones? You need body movement. Today we don't do any normal work, any household work. You take the girls and all today, they don't know what is household work. They don't fold the clothes, they don't iron the clothes, they don't wash vessels, they don't cook food, they don't sweep the floor. They don't do anything. Everybody is with their screen.
Yeah.
They don't go for exercise, nothing. You need to have good body movement, you need to have good exercise. Those who work hard from the morning till evening, I'm not asking you to become a hard labor. The enough of body movement should be there.
Physical.
At that time, the bones start sweating inside. At that time, they will attract all the calcium from the from the internal atmosphere and absorb it and make it strong. If you're going to eat calcium-rich food, and if you are going to, sit around in a corner, lazing around, that's not going to help your bone at all.
It will not get absorbed by the
No,
bone.
it will not. I can challenge you on that. You can go, and the modern study has very clearly studied this. You have to appreciate modern science here. They have done a brilliant work there on the osteoporosis side.
Okay.
You see the villagers who work in the age of 70s and 80s and 90s on the field, how strong they are.
Yeah.
Even if they fall flat, there will not be even an airline crack because they're so strong.
True.
Yeah.
The capability to lift weights,
Yes.
to walk is much
Yes,
higher.
depending on milk for calcium is not correct. It will not work.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So if not milk for adults or anybody above 6 years, what about our cuisine is completely filled with milk products. There's ghee, there's butter, there's milk.
No, ghee is a different ball game altogether.
Maybe in
Milk
the
is
next
totally different from the ghee. You have taken the fat part of the milk and you have converted that into an oil. That's totally different. Ghee is totally different.
So the other
What is more dangerous to human body is ghee and sucrose. Ghee and jaggery becomes a dangerous stuff for you.
ghee and jaggery
Ghee by
together,
itself onto the carbs is different. Ghee by itself to the sucrose is different. You take rice, you put your gravy and you mix a little ghee and eat it, that's fine. You take a rice, you take hot dal, tur dal, and then you put little ghee, that's different. If most of your sweets are made with ghee and sugar,
ghee and sugar.
oh, that's pretty dangerous.
Okay.
That is no way good for you. In the sense not that you're not supposed to have, you can have bare minimum. Eating too much of it is not good.
Okay. But otherwise, ghee is good for all ages. For
Ghee is
any
even
stage.
good for your, for males, it is good for testosterone levels and all that stuff. Yeah, no doubt whatsoever.
And what about the other products? We don't take a lot of milk as elders, but we
White
take
rice
curd.
and curd is not good.
Okay.
It's very clearly given in the ancient science. You can have thin buttermilk any amount, no doubt, but only during the day, not after the sunset.
Not after sunset.
Yeah.
And what about kids are very fond of cheese and butter. How would you,
Cheese is no good.
Okay.
Butter is fine. They make these delicious biryani with chicken and mutton and all that. And there's one style they cook the meat with lots of curd.
Yeah. The Hyderabadi.
Yeah, lots of curd. And then the biryani is made like that. In many forms, the milk connected products have taken a very deep connection to our cooking, which is very difficult for you to think of a cooking without milk and milk connected product today. It is you who have to choose, understand all these facts and protect yourself
Okay.
for a healthy life.
So is it possible to remain away, and what was the effect if you completely remain away from milk and milk products?
If you're going to completely remain away from a milk and milk connected product, you're going to live a blissful life.
Much better.
Very
digestion.
true. You're going to live a very, very blissful life. No doubt whatsoever. You don't need at all. You're born and you have caused your infancy of 2 years, for example, and you had enough of support from your mother for your feed. And then now you have come, world of food is there for you given by the nature. Okay, we have spoken about the vegetarian and non-vegetarian. You have everything. Why do you need milk? You don't need. If you see the old people I've seen a lot of old people in villages who are 80 plus, 90 plus, way back 30 years back and all that stuff. They never touch milk. They never touch curd. They never touch buttermilk. They never touch butter. They never touch ghee. No. See, if you are going to make a roti and a sabji by using vegetable oil, where is the milk connected product?
It's not.
If you are going to make your rice and curry, or vegetarian curry or a non-vegetarian curry with vegetable oil or whatever little, or you're going to make rice and your rasam and with a lot of vegetables or meat and whatnot, where is the milk? You mean to say that you cannot survive with that?
I think it's
That's too much of a food for you actually.
It's a conditioning rather than a need.
Yeah. You can have your black tea, black coffee, if milk sometimes, the caffeine has its effect on the milk, You can have a little bit of milk in your tea and coffee. No harm.
Okay.
The component from the tea and the coffee, they break the protein.
Okay.
Absolutely no issue.
So tea and coffee does not have the same impact as having pure milk.
Too much of it is again there is not no good. Too much of it. I know people who drink 50, 60 cup of tea in a day. They like it that way. And at the moment they are living a healthy life. Maybe it will take a toll later, which we don't know. Or it may not take a toll also. But then definitely, drinking milk straight, a glass of milk and all that, that's not going to help you. No way.
One last question, not connected to directly consumption, but in Indian culture, everywhere milk is given a lot of significance in terms of our Hindu worship. We do the Abhishekam with milk and other things. So if you could just, let us know a little bit about that.
See, milk, it's totally a different concept what you're asking, When it comes to the question of there is something called a word called religion. Religion is something which is designed by the humanity, a section of people, a section of civilization, which is an engineering design by itself, connecting lot of principles and laws of nature. There are a lot of science behind it. Where I am coming to you is, if you take an idol, select a particular stone and sculpture an idol. Now the human mind is so powerful, and you establish this idol and you start all your abhishekam, especially your milk, because it's a very important food as you are born. Fruits, oil, so many food you put on that. You keep doing this. The stone becomes a live material.
Oh, okay.
After some time. Because hundreds and thousands of human eye and the brain start concentrating on that stone and start paying respect to that stone. And these things are day in and day out is put on that. It slowly becomes alive. That is why they say if you go to this place, your God is very powerful.
Right, yeah.
What not. Okay? That is totally something different. That stone is not going to drink milk.
Right.
It is not going to eat the fruits what you are going to put on it. No. It charges.
It's the energy you give it.
Every material from the nature, irrespective of the geological material, irrespective of the plant kingdom material, irrespective of the animal material, whatever is being produced from nature, it all has its atomic value. All the atoms are revolving. Nobody is dormant there.
Yeah.
You take a piece of iron, there's going to be billions and billions of atoms. All of them are revolving there. Right? They are not dormant. They are not static.
They are not static.
Right? So, if so much of, a non-static material which are live, which is going to be constantly coming into the contact of that stone, which has its own atoms, which is revolving. They're going to contact with each other. There is going to be a major change there with the human mind, hundreds and thousands of them concentrating day in and day out, paying the respect to it. You charge it and lift it to a live component.
Okay.
This is the most wonderful science that the religion has found,
Beautiful.
which are not known to the present humanity today. Why they are doing all those
Why
things?
they're doing it. Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. We either over revere it, or we don't believe in idol worship, etc. But we don't know the science really too much behind.
Yeah.
Maybe
Exactly.
We'll discuss it in. We'd like to hear from you on it.
We'll be doing a lot of those things in the later episodes after we finish food and nutrition. We start to physiology and what exactly is human science. Since there are so many episodes are going to come after that, we're going to talk about the religious part of them, and that we will be able to explain you a lot of things.
Absolutely. Look forward to, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vishaka. Until you see you again.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you very much for spending your quality time. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you enjoyed this session. See you later.